It's Arts Week on AM Northwest, and we're kicking it off with a fun project that brings two art forms together. Here to take us through the steps, we welcome back artist, educator, and the author of several books, including Botanical Line Drawing, Peggy Dean. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Okay, what are the two arts that we're bringing together?
Yes, so painting and drawing, essentially. Okay. Specifically, we're doing line drawing and watercolor today.
Oh, okay.
But you can do this with any form. You could grab a marker and do it that way. But what I really like about this is you can do these basic shapes with paint or with marker or with whatever. So, you know, oblong shape, square shape, to create these pretty vases.
They're gorgeous.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's so simple. And then using just simple mark making with a really fine tip pen, you can get these really organic looking line drawings, but simple scale. And no, you can't tell me that anybody is not gonna, how am I gonna structure this sentence? Everybody loves tiny things.
Yeah, they
and
do.
So when you can do something like this, it seems so intricate, but it's tiny and it's cute and easy because they're all small, like smaller scale.
I love it.
Right?
Okay, how do we do this?
Okay,
like I can see doing this on a card, like you're making your own card for somebody.
Yeah, and that's what I love about botanical line drawing. And then the simple things is you can go onto about any surface and play. So what I like to do when I talk about watercolor, we're not getting like crazy into all the methods, but we know that watercolor has a transparent element to it. So I always tell people when you're going in to grab watercolor, always go in and roll your brush on the side. So that you're actually pulling the water into the bristles and then swipe once on the side.
Okay, to get rid of extra water.
Yes, because if we just kind of tap our little toe in there, we're only getting on the outside and then we're gonna get dry.
That makes sense.
Right?
Okay.
And so when we grab a color, any color goes, I'm just gonna do the same thing where I just roll along the sides, and when I roll, it's picking up the paint inside the bristles. This might take a minute because this palette's not quite wet yet. But so get your brush real wet first. And then just kind of roll it in there. Yeah, exactly. And then, this is probably pretty pigmented the way that I did it, but what we can do is, let's say you paint first and then you realize, okay, I actually have too much paint on my brush, and I don't, but let's just say I did. If I wanted to, I could rinse my brush real quick and then swipe along the side and then pull some of that color.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's gonna bleed with it.
Sure.
And so now we're just forming a shape, a really simple shape. And then the second part of this that I wanted to share is, let's say you don't have enough paint and you've already laid it down. So I like the way this looks, but let's say we wanted to add more pigmented. I'm just gonna grab a little more paint and just drop that in to the sides, and then it's going to pull it everywhere that's wet. And I actually, it's really hard to wait during this point because you're like, oh, I wanna like push it so it goes. But if you wait and you just kind of trust that the watercolor is gonna do what it does, as I'm guiding it, of course. You can get these really cool properties, like where it wants to like bleed. It's a slow blend, essentially.
I do like that.
I do too. Yeah, and that's what kind of makes watercolor a bit magical, I think. And so
that's also what makes it a bit intimidating, honestly.
I know, it's very true. What I think the key is if you've ever heard paint to water ratio, the big thing there is that you don't want a ton of water on your brush with a little paint. You just want more water than paint on your brush. Not always, but in the scenario. So if you hear like, oh, you need more water, which is something that a lot of people will hear in order to get the effect they want, they're thinking, oh, I need more water, literally. But what it actually means is you're gonna want more water on your brush than paint, and then just make sure to just swipe off so you don't have all that drip.
Extra. So
from here, we can just take,
I'm following what you're doing.
Just any simple shape. And then we can add these really simple line like marks where I'm just gonna do like these wispy stems coming out of it. See, they're just very basic. And you can do things like C curves, like to do flowers. I know I talk all the time about C curves. Something like, see how simple? But when you do a bunch of those together, or you can do little like tiny like horseshoe bunches together. Like when I say horseshoe, it's this shape here. So it's just like a curve.
Oh, okay.
And so when we do that, just teensy tiny, it gives that noise and texture to a piece.
Why does yours look like a vase and mine looks like a flask?
The curve on the bottom.
Oh, is that
but
what it is?
That's okay though, because look at how look at how different you can make all of these though. Like these are all experimental shapes. I had no ideas of what I wanted to do. I was just like, let's do a curve here. Let's do a long cylinder here.
Okay.
So
I see. Okay, now let's see. So So
just like really lightly, yeah, and then you just kind of like can horseshoe a shape in like so, and then just kind of like scribble, literally like light scribbles, light dots, light horseshoe marks. These types of marks really are underrated.
Okay, I'm doing
when it comes
dots.
to
I
this.
See what you're saying.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then when this dries a bit, it's not fully dry, but it's pretty dry. I will just do like this very light, kind of connected, like, okay, the stems are going in, and you kind of see that it's a little bit of a transparent jar, although not always.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
And then you can do things like with the petals where you just have one that's just kind of like dangling down a little bit, and it just kind of looks like it's blooming. So
I like that. I see. One petal's falling off, kind of.
Kinda, yeah. And so obviously there's different types of florals we can put in here, but how easy.
Look at that. That's great.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah. And with these watercolors, these are interesting watercolors. You said they're
I know.
organic?
So this
Not
is
organic.
by a friend of mine. Her name is Karen, and she does this company, The Art of Soil. All of her paints are created with soil. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is.
I know.
I like it. I like it. All right, thank you so much. We want to tell everyone your book, again, is titled Botanical Line Drawing. Peggy Dean, you're the best. Thanks for celebrating Arts Week with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. Yeah.